guys and girls, I'm back today to work on this here video. I said I was going to do it before, and I got kind of caught up with a whole lot of other stuff. But I apologize for that, but I'm back again, and I won't stay away so long next time. This is part 2 of beginning a new project from the blank project button. And also there's a few other things I'm going to show you today about saving, exporting your project. Probably the best way to do it. There's another way besides saving. Let me show you up here. It says save project. There are times when you're going to want to do either of these three, but we'll talk about that after we get done with the main part of this here. Okay, so here we are. In the last, let me turn my sound down here. On my last video, we showed you that we were putting the slideshow together, and we showed you about rotating objects. We rotated the pine tree in that one. This time we're going to rotate the boat. We're going to rotate and we're going to resize the boat. That must turn that way, so we want to rotate it clockwise. There we are. And we notice here, let me go back over here to pine tree for a minute. Remember, pine tree was like that. It had the black bars on the side like this one does. See that it has the black bars? Well, pine tree had the black bars also. And what I did with pine tree is I came over here, and let me select it. I came over here and I used the handles on the side there to stretch the video. To stretch the object, the image. There's something I didn't tell you in that also. If you do that, you got to be careful, because if you get the curved arrows, you notice how you got curved arrows there. It'll rotate the picture. If you do that, see, it'll rotate it. So there's going to be times when you don't want to do that, but we're not doing that today. Lord, I didn't mean to do that either. I meant to hit undo. Undo. There we are. Now let's go back to over here to boats. Now what I want to show you here is how to resize this in a different way. Alright, and it's using crop, but actually cropping is when you're removing something from a picture. You're not, or from a video or an object. We're not actually removing anything from this, so we're not actually cropping. They have, and let me show you here. If we come down to boats, select boats, and we right click the property windows, and let me go back and do that again because I didn't explain that very well. If we select boats, right click on boats, select properties right there. Now when you come over here, underneath of where it has crop borders, okay, this is the cropping section. What we want to do, we're not going to crop anything. We're not actually going to crop anything. But underneath of here, you have a selection for stretch image. Alright, so what we're actually going to do is let the program stretch the image to fit inside of our project correctly. So I come over here, and if I double click on that, you see that it stretched the boat to fill the canvas for us in our project. So boats is fixed. Fantastic. So, alright, let's come on over here and see how dandelions is. Dandelions is good. Remember, that was the one that was upside down, and we rotated it. So that's good. Let's see about our factory, and our factory is good. So that's fantastic. Now the only problem I have left with this here In the other video it was correct, but in this one it's not. My audio file down here is way longer than my video, so if I was playing my video, it'd continue to go. So, oh, I turned my sound down so you can't hear it. Let me go back. Stop. Turn my sound back on. Up, rather. Remember I showed you the volume controls right there? Okay. Turn my sound back on. There it goes. Now you see when my slideshow is stopped, but my music is still going. So I want to stop that. I want it to end right at the end of their slideshow right here. So I can just come over here, remember how to drag. Just come over there and hover your arrow over the end. Click on it. Left click on it, that is. And drag it over there. There we are. So there we are, and my music is the same size as my video, and it'll stop right there. Alright, now, so we understand how we did all of that. In VSDC, you got 3 options for saving. You have save projects. What you should know about saving your project is, if you know that you're not going to move any of the files that you use, if you're not going to move them, if you're not going to delete them, if you're not going to rename them, you're fine. But if you do move, rename, or delete a file after you saved it, and when you go to open that file again, VSDC is not going to be able to find the files, and you ain't going to be able to open that file. VSDC will ask you if you want to try to find the file, but if you deleted it, it's gone. You know, unless you got some kind of recovery thing or something. So if you don't know, if you know that you're not going to delete, rename, or move something, then yeah, save it. But if you're not, you need to do something else. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is save as project. Now let's say, for instance, that you have a project and you want to add to it. All right, you want to work on it. But when you get done working on it, you want to save the old version untouched the way that it was, and you want to save what you're doing with it as a brand new file. You know, with your added work and everything. So what you want to do then is you want to use the save as project. This one right here. Now when you click that save as project, you'll see down here it opened up the save as window, and highlighted down here is the title of the project that you're working on. So you might want to give it a name. Let's change it to new. Alright, now once I click save, it's gonna save that as new. I'm gonna cancel this here. But the important thing about it, like I said, that way the project that I had was blank project something other part 2. But this right here, the work that I just did to it is going to be saved in another file. Okay, so the other file, the original file, is going to be untouched, and this file will be saved as an entirely new file. But again, it's just like I said before, you want to use these two only if you know that you're not going to move, rename, or delete anything, because if you do, you ain't going to be able to open the file again. Believe me, I found out for myself. So now, when I do my stuff, the majority of the time, I'll save it as a packed file, which is right here. I will save my work as a pack file for a couple reasons. One, because everything is saved in one file in one place. And all the images, all the sounds, all the videos, anything that I use in the video, including the settings, is all saved inside of that. Now, I can take that one file, or one, well, it's going to show up as an icon, but it's some type of file. It may be a zip file with a certain type of icon on it. I don't know how VSD or DC, I don't know how Flash Integral programmed it, so I don't know all of that, but it's a file, or some kind of way it contains all of the stuff. So I can take that there, put it on a flash drive, and go to another computer and use it. I can email it to a friend and they can use it. Everything is all inside of that one file, so that's the way I do it, and I think that's the best way. So what you can do is you can just click on Pack Project, change the name or not, and click Save. And I'm not gonna pack this file, not right now anyway. But if you ever should want to do that, you can. That's how you can do it. Now, there's one more thing I want to say to you before I close this video. Up here, when you're right there where it says Export Project, when you're saving as a VSDC project. All right. So when you click on those, icons, it's going to open it up in VSDC. When you come over here to Export Project, exporting is exporting your project to a video. And don't be mistaken when I tell you this. Whether it's a slideshow or whether it's a video, it's a video. When you look at your exported project, it's going to be a video. So I'm going to click on this here so I can show you what I'm saying. Alright, these are your export options. Okay, and these are the different formats you can have. And you can do it for PC, for the web, for iPhones, iPads, etc., etc. And I've got some other things right there, which will explain some of them. We'll explain that another time. I am not going into all of the details of this stuff. But the thing is, you can export your video to AVI. You can export it to MPEG. You can export it to MKV, which is a form of MPEG, by the way. Move, WMV, MKV, RM, which is Real Media, and SWF, and FLV. So those are the difference there. So if I was to click Export Project now, it would export it to one of those types of movie files. Okay, so I think I've covered everything there. Let me come back over here to that. Yes, I think I'm done with everything for today. I'm hoping that this is helpful to you. I know there's, again, I always say this, it's a lot to VSDC. Hope everyone is well. I hope that your families are healthy. And I want to thank you if you're watching this video. I want to thank you also if you're subscribed. I really do appreciate it. Come back again and visit and learn some more about VSDC. I got some other things I want to cover later on. Not in this video, of course, but I want to talk some more about cropping, because there's several ways to crop in VSDC. And some of the ways are a lot simpler than other ways. As I said, there's so much stuff packed in here in different ways that it can be confusing. So the best thing is to try to find one of the ways to do something and to, stick to that. But of course, it's good to know all of the ways, because you never know when you might need something, because some things cropping may have one thing in this part, and over here in a different part it may have something else that you want to do. I want to talk about objects, because there's some things about objects, the different objects that you need to know, or I should say that we need to know. We all need to know. That way we can help one another out. Saving projects, I think I pretty much covered it. I'm gonna look through that some more to see. There's a lot of other stuff too. Yeah, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is healthy. Take care of yourself. Come back for our next video. Come back for our next video, and we'll be glad to see you. Take care, and bye-bye.